This is Rally Round the Cannon, some thoughts on Princeton's history by somebody who should know better. This is the column wherein I annually have difficulties, simply because almost nobody among alumni, no matter how madly loyal, associates Princeton with the holiday season. So, choosing a Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice, New Year's gift for you has peculiar challenges and necessarily involves some flights of fancy, while trying to pay passing homage to my charter to address our institutional history. Hello, history! Well, this year at least, I humbly report that I've hit the jackpot thanks, as is very common, to the great folks over at the archives at Mudd Library, the very home of history. One of the recent breakouts of the University Library into our cozy virtual habitat here in WikiWorld is the intriguing Reel Mudd blog, that's R-E-E-L, of historical Princeton videos. A sort of short attention span theater for those of us whose lips move while we read the main Mudd blog. Reel Mudd, now I didn't name it, these people are librarians, give them a break already. Reel Mudd throws a delightfully random spotlight on past happenings around the campus and gives us a three-dimensional introduction to many traditions of the past and their exponents. Thence, your season's greetings, a campus tour de force, literally, with the one and only Fred Fox, 39. For newly minted alums or those who have been sleepwalking the last 75 years, the late Reverend Fred Fox was the first and last keeper of Princetoniana, the core spirit of the university during its great changeover in the mid-20th century, and arguably the most beloved Princetonian since the death of Isabella McCosh. President Bill Bowen's 1981 eulogy noted Fred's ability to make important points with such a deceptively light touch that we learned lessons from him without ever knowing that any teaching had occurred. So, your holiday present goes that one better. I can give you Freddie himself. Intriguingly anointed with a title of Minimal Expectations, it's called At Princeton, A Walk in the Springtime. This 1974 film's original intention of calming panicky alumni is today overwhelmed by the personalities of its participants, mainly Fred, abetted by his class partner in rhyme Sandy Maxwell and class offspring Buzz Schmidt of the class of 74. Fred's ebullience simply in being alive and walking the campus is a nice leveler for today's holiday season of slowly receding recession, and the various points of interest are as arresting now as the day the film was shot. So, go now to the column on the website, watch the Reel Mudd video, and consider these items. Item: the Nassau Hall Tigers from 1911. This is the only time I've heard they were male and female. The ones between Wig and Clio from 1969 definitely are, but their stances are different. Item: Fred's bicycle. Many 1974 Princetonians wouldn't have known it was him without it. It also appears in his oil portrait in Frist Campus Center. Item: the Nassoons sing Orange Moon, then later Come Ye Men of Princeton, two great songs from the latest Carmina Princestonia, that of 1968, which is seen on Carl Langlott's piano in Prospect. East of the Sun, West of the Moon is also in that Carmina, thanks to Sandy and Fred, who were two of the songbook's editors. Item: Jacques Lipschitz sculpture, Song of the Vowels, had been on Firestone Plaza only 5 years at the time the film was made. Item: the pointed mention of Buzz's thesis is a direct tie to all Princetonians, past and present, and intentionally. Item: if you think Fred's mention of, quote, fresh young people, unquote, is a slam at spoiled old people, you'd be right. Item: Prospect had been open to the public as a faculty club at this point for only 5 years. Item: note the mention of undergraduate women on campus for, that's right, 5 years, and they're jumping into the a cappella singing group tradition. Item: the new Professor's Lounge atop the new fine hall, still one of the best kept secrets on campus by the way, was at that time only, right, 5 years old. The recollection of Byzantine football ticket allocation formulae, a great item, is one of the most jarring anachronisms in the entire film. Then new, that's right, 5 years old, 5-year-old Jadwin Jim had eliminated most of the hassle for basketball tickets that had buried Dillon as a varsity site. Item: the snide comment on the non-Gothic boxiness of Wilson College's 1939 hall, which at that point was 14 years old, is really hilarious coming from two rabid 39ers. Item: the 1912 pavilion and Poe Field remain today. Everything around them on the south end of campus is unrecognizable from 1974. Item: while panning out to Route 1, Fred's cheery remark on the outside world, "Princeton's part of it," may seem playful. It's not. Especially in a holiday present to you, it's always tempting to take on the aura of Santa and paint pretty pictures. It's intriguing in this case to see that done so beautifully by someone who not only peerlessly embodied the joyous traditions of Princeton, but also relentlessly drove it toward happy relevance in the world of tomorrow, as President Bowen so poignantly pointed out. So be sure to click on the video at Real Mud and have a blast. Hello, Freddy! Ho, 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 and God bless us, everyone. Yours in virtual orange and black, this is Greg Lang of the Great Class of 1970. Rally Around the Cannon is a podcast from the Princeton Alumni Weekly online.